Marquis, let's talk about writing fight scenes in manga, part 2 with the Devil's Deal. Last time we looked at Deep Stalker Crow and mostly the fight between the Nimbara and Valona. When it comes to combat, one thing that I do tend to see that people mess up is you don't start combat just out of nowhere and then just expect everyone to jump in and have a good time. But the reality is, building up to combat is just as important as the combat itself. Let me show you what I mean. Polly suspects Pan of being a cultist because she happens to be half devil, known as a Brimble. How would you have felt when the religious police showed up? Polly just started throwing her on the ground and saying, "She's a cultist, she's a cultist." And out of fear, she ends up biting the soul hunter, which now knowing that she's gonna die, the group jumps into action. And then the entire combat sequence starts. Or is it more impactful is that during the group deliberation, Polly pulls out a ring that has the insignia of hell that Pan had in her possession. Selma references back to the promise that Pan had promised but she didn't know about. And while she refuses to say what the oath that she had was, she promises and begs that she will help him get revenge on the people who did that to his group. Now the group itself is deliberating, is she lying? Should they turn her over? Or should they trust her? And then as the religious police is in the background, kind of suspecting something's going on, she's begging to get it back, promising she will help. And then all of a sudden, he's like, fine, I'll give it back. Tension seems to be going down as the party's kind of getting back together. And then in a shocking turn of events, he throws the ring over to the holy police. Polly and Selma are now at odds because they're bringing attention to the group itself. Because of Polly's actions, the group now has the attention of the soul hunters, putting them all at risk. Polly escalates the situation by attacking Pan and is in the process of turning her over to the religious police. Knowing that they're going to be a group member down for the actual quest, who is also their sorcerer, they reference Polly's earlier rule, number 4, which is they don't kill each other. And this is tantamount to killing a party member. So for the first time, you get a look at what each member's skill set is. He's a rogue, he's a magician, and here's Pan's skill set. During the midst of all this, you even have side characters whose names aren't even revealed jumping in, but others are stopping them. Why would she risk this? In a desperate moment, Pan freaks out, bites the guard. You learn that she has poison in her teeth. So now you're doing a world building about what Brimborns can do. And as the situation escalates, we learn more about the church and what they do to heretics. During this whole sequence, you have Selma deliberating on whether she should help Pan, reflecting on her child, what the stakes are if she fails this quest, and what her husband, what his motivation in life is for being a guard, putting his life on the line. Now finding herself in the same situation where she has to put herself on the line for her family and her party members, she makes the choice. Now that all the decisions are made, combat begins and we learn that Polly is willing to attack his own group in order to get his revenge. And now we start learning about the powers and abilities in combat of characters. So which one do you think is more impactful as a reader? The one where we just start combat or the one where we build up to combat and then carry those same important messages into combat and build off of them? Because my mindset is it's all about the journey and not necessarily the end point. Do you think I'm right? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And don't forget to support by grabbing your own copy of The Devil's Deal.